The horror of war has been documented for centuries, but never before like this. A group of American soldiers deployed to one of the most dangerous places in the world, strapping cameras to their helmets, capturing combat from the front lines. Here's my Nightline co-anchor, Dan Harris.
Man, those are close as.
In some ways, it may look like a video game, but this is as real as it gets.
Welcome to Afghanistan.
Go, go!
This is the story of a rookie platoon in the Army's 101st Airborne.
Yeah, put them behind that wall, sir.
Told in a way we have never seen before. Through the eyes of the soldiers themselves.
What is that? Is that a camera or something?
In 2010, Kyle Boucher's unit was deployed to one of the most dangerous places on Earth. How did it come about that you guys started filming your lives?
The guys wanted to have memories of the deployment. If they wanted to go back years later and say, hey, you know, this is what I did.
Dateline, Normandy Beach Head, June 6, 1944.
The tradition of sharing war stories has been around as long as people have been fighting. But it was only a couple of decades ago that we were able to witness war as it unfolded on screen.
Behind me is the emergency wing of the 3rd Field Hospital here in the South Vietnamese capital of Saigon.
First in black and white, then Technicolor. But now, with the help of tiny mountable cameras, for the first time we can see war filmed by soldiers themselves. The concept of a new series on the Discovery Channel, Taking Fire.
This is my first patrol, and I'm thinking it's a beautiful country. Up there when the sun comes up and wondering, man, like, this is so cool.
Kyle Boucher was just 22 years old when he left home for Afghanistan.
Hi, Mom.
We really didn't have any idea how bad it was going to get.
Pick it up, go!
And bad it got, because Boucher was sent to the Afghan border with Pakistan, a remote Taliban-held region called the Korangal Valley, nicknamed the Valley of Death by the bullet-battered battalions stationed there. 42 American servicemen lost their lives in that valley, hundreds more wounded.
Where's it coming from?
I don't know, dude, behind me.
In the show, it looks like you guys are sitting ducks, incoming fire all the time. Was it actually that bad?
Yeah, we were at the bottom of a valley. The Taliban could just creep right over the peak of a mountain, drop some small arms fire and some RPGs on us, disappear into the mountains like it was nothing.
Were people getting hit by fire or shrapnel while taking showers, eating lunch?
Yeah, all the time. Hearing that bomb coming screaming in overhead, it was awesome.
6 years later, Kyle Boucher is one of the stars of Taking Fire, along with his close friend and fellow soldier, J.J. McCool.
Holy cow. These rounds are hitting inches away from me.
McCool was the first in the platoon to rig his helmet with cameras. Suffice it to say, the trend took off. For this series, the Department of Defense did have the final sign-off on what footage made the cut.
This was filmed by us. We didn't have reporters out there, journalists.
Their POV footage tells the raw story of a year on the front lines. The panic.
They only got 2 rockets left.
The adrenaline.
Whoa! They're still shooting.
And some pretty funny pranks.
Candy has always been somewhat of a passion of mine. You didn't really have to try and hide something from anyone else because no one in our platoon will steal something, even as trivial as a piece of candy.
McCool, he probably has the best care packages, so when he's sleeping, we, sneak into his boxes and steal his chocolates and Mountain Dews and stuff.
Well, there are moments of fear and concern and stress. You're also having fun and that you like each other.
Yeah, we loved each other. We still love each other. I'd do anything for any of those guys at the drop of a hat.
Woven into that love, the pain of the losses they suffered, comrades who never made it out of the Valley of Death.
It's gonna hurt for a minute, but it'll be all right.
In my platoon, 2 guys got killed, Ben Chisholm and Charlie High. And throughout our battalion, I think we took somewhere around 30 to 40. There was a lot of guys that got killed.
How did that impact you?
I mean, there's really no way to describe it until, you've been in combat and lost your brothers.
Do you think you or any of your comrades suffer from PTSD?
Yeah, I imagine we do. When you go through a traumatic event for a long period of time, I don't see how it couldn't affect you, you know?
Boucher says he's learned to cope in his own way. Since his tour, he's left the service to become a firefighter, a job where he can help people and still feel that rush of adrenaline.
And pulse goes away.
Taking fire, for him, is a chance to honor his fallen friends.
I feel lucky to be able to have my brother's stories told and memorialized forever.
It is
The importance of sharing stories, one of the reasons why Taking Fire has partnered with the Headstrong Project, a nonprofit providing top-quality, free mental health care to veterans.
One of the things I love about Taking Fire is they're telling the personal stories of the wartime experience. This is a time in American history where fewer people have served than at any other point in time. Very few people are related or know somebody who has served in these wars. And so it's really important to tell those stories.
Just last week, the Headstrong Project partnered with the wildly popular Humans of New York. Zach Iskol told his story of serving as a Marine in Iraq, while others spoke candidly about losing loved ones to combat or suicide. The posts got hundreds of thousands of responses.
In this country, there is an incredible stigma with mental health and with getting help. The veterans that have stepped forward to share their stories with millions of people all are demonstrating incredible acts of moral courage.
I was finding that I just couldn't keep anything in anymore.
It's leading to us being able to save people's lives.
It was all around me when I was on that other side.
For the Taking Fire platoon, part of their story, the lifelong bond they forged in the Valley of Death. In fact, the group just had a reunion, one last gathering before Taking Fire premieres to the world.
I'll never be as close with anybody as I am with those guys. You know, you come home, could look at a guy that you grew up with and feel like you don't even know him. A buddy that you went to war with, it's like you've known him your whole life.
Our thanks to Dan for that report. Taking Fire premieres Tuesday, September 13th on Discovery.